going on, Secondhand Talent family? It's your boy Steiner here, as always, with my co-host Ducky. Ducky, what do I have to say to the people?
What's going on, everybody? As always, but also I just wanted to give a quick birthday shout out to our boy Steiner over here.
Oh shit! Thanks, Doug. Oh,
Hey, to you.
Oh, that's plenty.
Happy. Yeah, that's good enough.
That is. Thank you.
Oh, good
that
finish.
is our esteemed producer, Steiner. She is the brains and the magic that keeps us going. Ducky, sharing is caring.
Oh, sweet.
Thank you so much to our EP. We would not be anywhere without you. And
This job I have, and I work with kids.
thank you, Ducky. So it is the season finale of season 1. And I honestly, this is the greatest birthday present that I could have ever asked for. I know that the t-shirt that I'm wearing, the Spusted one this time, shout out Mark again. We're gonna wear his shirts every episode. I know it looks sad, but it's called A Sprout Amongst the Doubt, and there's a little sapling growing here. And this project started as a sprout amongst the doubt, and I am incredibly happy as my birthday present to Secondhand Talent and to you guys out there, guys and gals and everyone in between out there, that we are airing season 2 of Secondhand Talent, the podcast, September 2023. Thank you all so much for your incredible support. You're doing a great fucking job. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steiner, and thank you to my co-host Ducky, as always.
And a lot of thanks again to everyone listening.
And without a doubt, we absolutely need to thank the maven behind the camera, the co-producer and executive keeping us in line, producer Justine Steiner. Thank you. We love you. It wouldn't be Secondhand Talent without you either. And
This is true.
We really appreciate everything.
The secondhand talent of Secondhand Talent.
Love you guys.
Yeah, love you too.
Being in line.
Thanks for keeping us in order and helping this engine run.
It's the hardest job I've ever had.
We really like we know
He works at daycare right now too. So that's...
We're worse than 6-month-olds. But yeah, without you guys, this wouldn't be a thing. So thank you both. Thank everybody.
Thanks, Stein. Thanks, Stein.
And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you
Listening. And Steiner, who has a Rain Man brain, is gonna list off a quick thank you to all of our guests from season 1.
So we gotta give a big thank you to Danny Biggins, producer and guitar and brains behind Zombie Manana. We got to give a big shout out to Eric Schraga, runner of Information Playback Reel Studio here in Chicago. Shout out to Allie with the Prob Cause crew. Shout out Prob Cause too. Shout out to Mike Layton, an independent luthier and merch extraordinaire for Mungion. Shout out to Caleb Williamson, Ryan Kerrigan, and Justin Hampton. We appreciate all of you so much, and we are so excited to share with you. Who do we've got coming in season 2, Ducky?
A lot of people were opening season 2 with Bouncer from Chicago, who's big on the scene. His name is Jonesy. He's
Works really cool with Chop Shop and the Salt Shed.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun talking to him. We've got the photographers from the Goose Camp, Adam Berta. Chris Quinn.
Yeah. Let's say it together. Might
Nailed
as well. We've also got Roach and Marshall Towski, a couple of sound guys. Roach is with Earth Radio and Marshall is with Mungion as well. We've got an interview actually later today that we're going to hold off on telling you about for a little bit. This is an exciting one.
This is a big one.
It's a big one. And we're grateful to you for all your support, for the likes, the subscribes, the downloads, to be here at the end of season 1 with over 500 audio downloads on podcast platforms.
I like podcast.
Over 15,000 views on YouTube, 300 hours of watch time. I mean, thank you all so much. I mean,
it's been a good time.
We wouldn't be here without Ducky, without Steiner. We wouldn't be here, but we wouldn't be here at all without all of you. And we appreciate you so much. And here at the end of the season, we really wanted to kind of talk to each other and to you a little bit. We want to pose the question to you, but also to ourselves and each other. Dougie, after this season, it's not the first time you thought about the term, but
yeah,
what does secondhand talent mean to you?
I mean, again, the definition to me is still pretty similar from when we started formulating the idea. What
was that? Just to rehash.
Just kind of the people behind the scenes who help put on the show, but they don't always get the recognition that they deserve or any at all. And I just found it interesting to hear everybody else's definition of secondhand talent. I was actually really surprised that more people didn't think it meant like second class or like not as important or not as good.
My dad did, for what it's
yeah,
worth.
well,
my
that's
dad
honestly
did.
what
My
I
dad
thought
did.
most people would think, and they all kind of came up with a definition pretty close to ours.
Well, there's been a couple of, I mean, is that where you're at today though? Like where, think about.
I mean, I will say that my definition has expanded.
Where
Like-
has it gone to? That's
Well,
that's what I want to hear. Like we know what the roots are, but
Remember off the top of my head what episode it was from, but you mentioned like bar staff and wait staff in one that really kind of expanded my definition of
right.
who is not my definition of secondhand talent, but my idea of who qualifies as secondhand talent.
Right.
Is what changed the most, actually.
And what's really interesting is that at shows that I go to now, like I just saw, at the time of filming this, I just recently saw the Mike Gordon band at Talia Hall. Shout out MGB. It was wonderful hanging out with the crew guys after the show.
Shout out Talia.
Really appreciated that. Shout out Talia Hall. Incredible venue. Definitely go see a show there. The sound is phenomenal. It was an incredible venue, incredible place to see a show, and it was an incredible experience to be with secondhand talent that's been in the game for so many years, and to really glean the understanding. And the whole show I was standing next to front of house because I was talking to them the whole weekend, and it's fascinating. Like, I mean, really, like after all this time,
I really wanted to go to those shows, especially as a Fish fan. Never seen Mike Gordon band solo specifically.
What I really loved about it, and I guess I'll segue this into what secondhand talent means to me at this point. It really, I don't feel like I go to a concert as an attendee anymore. I feel like I go to a concert as an analyst almost. Secondhand talent to me, one of the things that we said, at the very beginning when we talked about, what is secondhand talent and what a kind of slogan would be. One of the things we said is we shine the spotlight on the people who shine the spotlights. And now I would say, what does secondhand talent really mean to me? Secondhand talent means showing your appreciation for secondhand talent.
Yeah.
I've noticed that since we started this crazy adventure and since we started this podcast, every venue that I go to, every show that I go to, the first thing that I do is thank everybody.
Yeah.
I thank the bartenders, I thank the bartenders, I thank the bouncers, I thank the wait staff, I thank that, everybody, front of house.
Yeah.
And just say, y'all don't get the appreciation and recognition you deserve. And I want to say thank you for what you do.
Well, and even just notice, I already would scope out secondhand talent and what I liked about what they were doing at every show I went to. But since starting it, there's even more of a pronounced focus.
Yeah.
For me at noticing, oh, wow, the sound guys are doing phenomenal right now, or this light show is outstanding.
And one of the things you taught me, through your prowess as a photographer, is to be able to, I remember I was at the Kitchen Dwellers, shout out Kitchen Dwellers, at Chop Shop.
Yeah.
And I was looking at Jimbo, their light guy, and I was using his movements and his cues for a certain exposure on my camera for a photo that I was taking.
Yeah.
And I learned that coordination from you.
Yeah.
And from this process of talking to people who do this, as a we've already mentioned it, interviewing, Chris Quinn for Mighty Quinn Media and Adam Berta, the photographer, the official tour photographer for Goose. One of the things that they taught me is how in sync the team is. And that's something that I have such a deeper appreciation for since this podcast started. And I also really appreciate the fans who appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes venue staff says to me, hey, there are some people who come up to us and thank us, but it's rare and few and far in between.
Yeah.
And honestly, we always say tip your bartenders, but thank your venue staff, thank your bouncers for keeping you safe. Thank your bartenders for serving you drinks.
Security staff at the front of the right before the barricade, like at jam band shows.
I mean,
it gets rowdy, man. Like they have a really hard job, and they work at venues that host all kinds of acts, so they're not necessarily expecting the type of crowd that they get with jam.
Right.
And the emergency medical staff.
Yes,
and medics
yes,
and stuff like that. I mean,
please thank your emergency medical staff.
You get people coming out on stretchers,
unfortunately,
at record highs at jam shows compared to the type of shows these venues normally host. So
we sadly see it too often.
Those guys are seriously overwhelmed whenever a big jam band
after hanging around after the Mike Gordon show, I gotta say the team at Talia Hall, shout out to you guys, because Mike's road crew is incredible, but the team at Talia Hall broke down the entire Mike Gordon band setup in less than an hour and a half.
Damn.
Less than an hour and a half.
That's quick.
For a drummer, percussionist, bassist, guitarist, and keyboardist touring on a national level.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about professionalism, talk about hard work, talk about dedication to the craft. And that's, another thing that we say, secondhand talent isn't, the talent isn't any less. It's just overlooked by the average concert goer. And one of the whole points of this podcast is to bring that platform in to those people, to shine the spotlight on the people who shine the spotlights.
Yeah. Here's to them.
Here's to all the secondhand talent. Here's to you.
And to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Well, we're going to take 5 after that. Or let's pause it. 3, 2, 1. One thing I was thinking of when you mentioned thank your EMT staff. Be safe, y'all.
Yeah.
Really be safe.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to have fun at the show, even substance free. I mean, just to give a quick shout out to all the jam scene yellow balloon groups, like, we've got the Wharf Rats in the Dead community.
You got the Sunny Bunnies in the Ween community.
Whatever Fish has.
The the fellowship.
The fellowship.
The yellow balloon group is kind of an umbrella group for sobriety communities within different music fan bases.
It seems like it gravitates towards jam scenes too, because they're so like substance heavy,
but they don't exclude anybody. They really include everybody in the scene and out of the scene. Really, it doesn't matter. And you know what, it is completely, as an addict, it is one of the greatest support networks that I've ever found. And if you're gonna have fun with narcotics, that's great. Bring test strips.
I mean, it's like-minded people.
Bring Narcan,
in every definition of the phrase. Like
they're
like-minded in the music that they enjoy. They're like-minded in
wanting you to have a good time,
and they're like-minded in their addictive histories. And so it's a very tight knit.
And here's the thing, you know what? If you're gonna use drugs at a party and you're gonna have a good time, we're not gonna say no. just be safe.
There's a safe way to do any
Have
drug.
some test strips, bring Narcan with you. Be safe. There's nothing wrong with having a good time as long as you're having a good time safely.
You can always take more, but you can't take less.
Big facts. Big facts. And listen, secondhand talent's great. The last thing you want are secondhand drugs.
Yes, actually. Like real
Real talk,
really.
guys.
You want firsthand drugs.
Yeah.
Trust me.
It's the only way to go.
They're not
And-
okay.
And make sure of it. And I think
There are ways to do that. There are easy ways to do that, like
Yeah.
test strips.
Bring test strips, bring Narcan, and if you see someone in trouble, say something.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being that person at the concert to point somebody out who's having a hard time.
Yeah. Learn CPR.
Learn.
You don't have to do it, but point them out to somebody.
Yeah, and
But
just
it's good to
ask if
know.
someone
Good to
knows
know
CPR. Don't be afraid to be that person
Call
at a
911.
show who gets security if someone's having
Call
a bad
911. I
time.
promise you, they will not get in trouble for having drugs.
No, they want to save lives, and you should
Yeah.
too, and especially your own.
Yeah.
And part of being secondhand talent or firsthand talent or firsthand fans is living a firsthand life.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we're nothing without you guys, and we love you, and we want you around for as long as possible,
Especially season 2.
especially for season 2 coming.
Wait, that might have been in poor taste, but
No,
you get what
but
I'm saying.
you know what we mean. Listen, we can't wait for you to see season 2. We got some cool stuff coming out over the summer. Season 2 is coming at you September 2023 with some great guests, plus some more we're going to start announcing over the summer. For Ducky, I am Steiner.
For Steiner, I'm Ducky.
And we are Secondhand Talent. Thank you so much. We love you.
Wishing you
Mwah.
a funky season 2.
And happy birthday to fucking me.
And CK5.
And CK5, happy birthday. Hey, CK5, Chris Corona, number one secondhand talent, same birthday. Shout out to you, my friend. Happy birthday. It was great seeing you at Jones Beach last year. All right.
Sweet. Nice. That was good.
Let's
We
fuck it.
fucked that
Yeah,
up.
right. We fucking, that's an outtake. That's good.
That's got to be the end of the episode.
We're doing a great fucking job. What's going on, Secondhand Talent family? It's your boy Steiner here. As always, we are here for the season 1 finale with Jill. Woo! What is going on? Again, here with my co-host Ducky. Ow, fucking Jill, you piece of shit.
Here, put those down here.
Yeah.
Jill, you're such a fucking bitch.
All right.
It's like you're doing it on purpose. Jill.
She is. She is. Don't Jill, you fucking cunt.
She sees the cam. All right, these are going to be in this.
Here.
Well, that's her problem.
That's a good thing. probably.
Okay.
These are 3. These are going to
Whatever.
be in the bloopers.
Whatever. Whatever.
Jill, you fucking
Whatever.
cunt.
Her ass is just in there.
Perfect.
There. That's better.
There you
Face.
go, Jill.
That's fine.
Yeah,
All right.
perfect. Get comfy, Jill. You're staying there.
Whatever.
Jill, get off the record.
No, Jill, fuck it up. What's going on, Secondhand? What's going on, Secondhand Talent family? It's your boy Steiner here, as always, with my co-host Ducky. Ducky, what do you want to say to the people?
I want to say quick happy birthday to Steiner. And also first things first, we've got one more season 1 shout out thank you to make, and that's to our producer Justine, Steiner's wife.
Sorry, cut that.
She was like, what
No,
the
we're gonna
fuck?
cut that and use that later. So sorry. What's going on, Secondhand Talent family? It's your boy. All right, I'll count us in. Sorry. 3, 2. 3, 2.